Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 103 of the Weird, Wacky and Wonderful Stories podcast.
Well, I was just playing with the camera.
I know, you usually go, hi everybody.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody.
There we go. There
Yay.
it is. Hey. I'm going to be reading a bit during this because we've got quite a bit of information I want to get through. But first of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who sent their well wishes. Obviously, you will know that Bella's going to yawn any second. She's trying to stifle it again. Every time we go on to a podcast, you start yawning.
Well, I can't help it. I didn't sleep much. You woke me up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Actually, you woke me up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Whatever. You woke me up. But then you gave me a scone or two. So, yeah, that was okay then.
Yeah. Okay. So, once again, thank you to all of you lovely listeners that have got in touch, giving us well wishes because of the birth of our grandson, which we are absolutely thrilled about. And congratulate my daughter Vicky and her partner Jack on the birth of Sterling after the great Sterling Moss racing car driver.
Was it? Was it really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't have a clue about things. I don't. I get my information from you. That's it.
Okay. Well, yes, so that's why an episode wasn't out last weekend, but why we're putting one out this weekend, which is obviously out of sync. There will be another one next weekend as well. We didn't book a guest for this episode because we knew that there was going to be sort of like, we may be called away at short notice, which in actual fact we were, because we were called away a week early. So, yes, we will get back onto the schedule. We have got some great guests booked for the future, but it won't be this episode or the next episode. You've just got us.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. Look at this, look. I'm only visiting. Can you see that? I'm only visiting.
When you leaving?
I don't know. Goodness knows. You keep asking me that. Okay, so let's get on with the stuff today. First of all, we would like to say happy 4th of July to all of y'all Americans out there.
Yes. It's kind of unusual for a Brit to wish us the 4th of July, though. A happy 4th of July. Seeing as how, we left y'all and had to fuck off over the pond to get our independence.
Well, yeah, true. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, glad you left.
And then I came back. What kind of an idiot am I? God.
Oh, charming. No. Look, at the end of the day, the fact that you got your independence now is great, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Do you know my dad told me a long time ago, right? He said, people move far from where they're from for 2 reasons. One is love, one is money. Mm-hmm. I do love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucking good job. Wow. Okay, so there's a couple of things I wanted to touch on. First of all was the big news this week in, obviously, the UFO world, and I'm sure that Richard Lenny, next week we'll probably talk about it. I don't know, but was the report that came out via the U.S. intelligence, the report on UFOs. There's been a lot of talk about this over the last couple of weeks, and depending on what you read, you get kind of different spin-offs from it. The best thing to do is read it yourself, which I've done. And it is a little bit frustrating, if I'm honest with you. I did read an interview by a guy, an article by a guy called Chris Impey. Now, he actually works for the University of Arizona, and he works as in fact, a distinguished professor of astronomy.
So he's got a little bit of grey hair and that.
Probably, yeah. Like myself, although I did shave it. So he talks about this 9-page report. Can't believe it was only 9 pages, but 9-page report it was that came out of the US intelligence. And it really said that of the reports that they've been looking into for the last however long, they have come up with... Would you mind? Sounds like you're farting all the time. Stop moving.
You are farting.
No.
You are.
No, it's not making the noise.
See?
There's 144 cases which they looked at within this report, cases that have been reported by pilots or members of the public, military personnel, etc. And out of that report, they then said, okay, this is what we think about UFOs, or UAPs as they now term them. First of all, they said that of the reports, there was limited data and inconsistent reporting. Now, to me, that really boils down to their failure to act upon the reports, because, once the reports are given, they could look into it further, but maybe they don't. Maybe they just get the file and then file it.
Yeah. Stop.
They also say that that some of the cases that have been reported could actually be down to faulty sensors, or spoofing,
faulty sensors,
or observer misinterpretation. So they're going into blaming there, that some of the technology that we use, and maybe it's the sensors on these aircraft or whatever that are picking things up. But in a lot of cases, there's actually things are not only seen on the camera, but they're seen on radar and other things as well. So it would have to be multiple sensor failure, wouldn't it? In a lot of cases. Not all, but in a lot of cases.
Well, I read something on the news the other day that I can't even remember what country it was. That now they've got some things that the U.S. military can't detect, whether it's drones or bombs or whatever it is.
So what you're saying is a country that you don't know of has something that you don't know of, but America can't detect. Thank you for the information.
I scanned it. I scanned it.
You have faulty sensors.
Yeah. No, but I just remember thinking that that's rather worrisome because it wasn't like it was Russia.
Well, hang on a minute. How is it worrisome now when you've had stealth technology, I say you, Americans, have had stealth technology for a while that other countries can't pick up on.
Well, exactly. So
you were okay with that?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
I was all right with that.
Yeah, happy Independence Day.
Only because we stick our nose into everything. Even if it doesn't concern us, we stick our nose into everything. So we've got to have better technologies because we're like at risk more because that's all we do is get in everybody else's business. And now there's this thing that they can't swear. So
I know you do. Often.
You're funny. No, I'm going to have to look on my phone now so I can find it.
Right, well, you do that. I'm going to carry on talking to our lovely listeners.
Okay.
Because what they did say in this report is that UAPs clearly pose a safety issue.
Really?
In fact, a safety of flight issue, which was quite interesting as well. So that's one of the things that Richard Lenny talks about a lot, is the fact that these UAPs are interacting with airlines or with airline pilots, with craft, etc., and in some cases can cause accidents. So that's one thing that Richard talks about regularly. So this report actually supports that and also says that it also poses a threat to U.S. national security.
Yeah, I saw that. I read that in the article. That I read the other stuff in too, but...
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so what I was going to say is if Britain actually was in charge and all of the stuff was seen here, all these UFOs and things, because they said it poses a risk, there would be health and safety little guidebooks floating around all in space for all the aliens to grab and read. Be careful. You don't do this or do that. Oh, you have a really big head. You poor alien. Maybe you should wear a little neck brace or else you might hurt yourself or, yeah. Can you imagine that?
I smile, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, they'll come with like, what are those things? Splints and crutches and they'd have to wear
a hard hat because they're working at heights, coming down off of the UFO onto the terrain. Do you know what? This is no word of a lie. When Sophie and I were travelling up north the other day, we passed a field, okay, where people were picking, I assume, fruit or veg or whatever. And there was probably about 30 or 40 people in this field. Do you know what? Every single one of them had a high-vis vest on. There was no machinery in the field. It was people with baskets picking stuff. And I thought to myself then, what on earth are they do they expect to suddenly come into that field and take them by surprise?
Bird poop.
Bird poop.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Bird poop.
My mum said that she thought that maybe they were like scaring off like birds or
Like
something in high vis. Yeah,
scarecrows.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. I honestly think it's health and safety gone mad.
Well, but it has.
I know.
It really
I know,
has.
I know.
Definitely.
Anyway, back to these 144 sightings. Apparently only one of them was identifiable. And lo and behold, we got that whole weather balloon excuse again, because they said that this one sighting which they found that was identifiable actually turned out to be a large deflating balloon. So there's still 144... no, let's do that again. There's still 143 by my maths. Cases that they haven't been able to identify, and yet they've come out with a conclusion that says that there's limited data, inconsistent reporting, but that there is a real risk potentially. They also said that the UAPs that we're seeing could actually have a terrestrial, what's the word? Originate here on Earth, and possibly by China or Russia or another country that has interests in flying over US, predominantly because these are US reports, airspace. So It's quite a good report, to be honest with you. This Chris Impey goes on to say, and I will put a link to this in the show notes, he goes on to say that UFOs are a taboo subject within scientists, within the scientific community, and that if you are seen to obviously support this kind of thing or look into it, then it will harm your reputation, which is why a lot of scientists are not doing it. And a search of 90,000 recent and current grants that have been awarded by the National Science Foundation actually found zero that addressed the UFO phenomena.
Well, I think that the UFO stuff, it is scientific. It's not a sociological thing. It's not like we're going to plan what we're going to say or how when they do come down, it's going to affect our society. Obviously, it's going to, right? But the issue about it being a scientific thing, well, it is. I mean, what else is it?
It has to be. And I mean, if one thing, this report has actually shown that, okay, they believe there are things happening in the airspace, and it may be a foreign threat. And if it is a foreign threat, then it needs to be looked at and investigated. And so it may be that scientists will now look at it, because maybe scientists will want to say, well, actually, we want to look into it because if there is a threat, we want to be the ones to find it. We want to be the ones to detect it, find out exactly what it is. That could get funding.
I mean, hey, I saw Armageddon, and they had to fly through space and land on the thing that, was it an asteroid or a meteor? And remember that? And they had to land on it and had to destroy it. And do you remember that in the movie?
Yeah, I remember that. I'm wondering what that has to do with UFOs. But
it's science.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we needed to know what... Okay, so presumably a gun wouldn't work. So if the aliens are coming, we would need to know what to use to destroy their ship.
Correct, but we're not just talking about aliens. Yes, yeah, it is science. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's just no point arguing. Really.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, I agree.
It is.
No, good point. Well made.
Well, no, don't do that.
No, I'm joking.
But it has to be science.
It is science. I get it. Well, interestingly, astronomers, they reckon that there may be we've already spoken about this. They reckon there may be 300 inhabitable worlds just within our galaxy, our Milky Way. And the trouble is that leads to a paradox, and the paradox is called the Fermi paradox, Fermi, because it was some professor called Fermi that worked it out. But he explained that advanced civilizations like ours, if you can call them advanced. I mean, we are compared to others.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you compare us to.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, a bug, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not always. But anyway, we would an advanced civilization would try and move into other areas of the galaxy because that's how you would survive. You know, you couldn't guarantee the existence of your planet forever. So you would go on to other planets. You would try and get other resources, etc., etc. So advanced civilizations will spread themselves out.
What?
I know you stifled that one well. I don't reckon anyone even noticed that. So it's a paradox.
You're trying to get me to yawn.
It's the Fermi paradox because astronomers know about that, and they know that there is 300 potential inhabited or planets capable of supporting life, and yet we don't see that, or astronomers are not seeing evidence of that throughout our galaxy.
Well, maybe it's not in our galaxy.
They are talking about the 300 planets in our galaxy. They're here. That's science.
Wait, no. I just had a thought.
Oh, God.
If we have galaxy chocolate...
fucking hell.
That's where the Milky Way came from.
And Mars?
Well, we call it a Milky Way back home, but that makes sense now.
There are days like this where suddenly something will click, you know. No, I find that quite interesting, the fact that astronomers are looking at it. But there was a review in 1990, and it was headed by a panel that was led by a guy by the name of Peter Surrock. And he was a professor of applied physics at Stanford. And he said that very often sightings are accompanied by some kind of physical evidence. So it could be impressions in the ground, or it could be, a radar trace or something. There's some other kind of physical evidence that goes along, a crop circle, anything like that, could be going along with it. And so he then said, or the panel concluded, that this kind of stuff is worthy of further investigation. And in fact, he surveyed actual astronomers that were looking into space. And he found that almost half of all of the astronomers that were surveyed said that, yes, they believed that there was a need to study UFOs with the belief that obviously they came from space further. And that of the people that agreed to that, they found that they were the younger and better informed astronomers of the UFO phenomena.
Well, yeah, I mean, to our parents and grandparents, that was all just really weird stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now it's like
I think
more mainstream.
Yeah, I think that going forward, it will actually help the UFO community. The fact that younger people and shows like this and other shows are raising awareness of it, it will become more mainstream, and then hopefully it will turn the whole sort of. And there it was. There we go. You feel happy now. You let it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to do it.
So, did you get anything, by the way? Have you got anything for today's show? Or?
Not about this sort of stuff, no.
Okay.
My stuff is different.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Did you know, well, you don't know, but you know Marilyn Monroe, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you know the sort of iconic thing that's always shown in her white dress when the dress blows up?
Yeah.
So, they made a statue of it.
Okay.
And there are a lot of people who don't like it because they say it's sexist. Now, I can totally get that argument, but not if it is something. I mean, she didn't seem to mind, did she? I just think, why is that sexist? That is something that happened. It is a pose that happened, and it is one that even if you don't know much about Marilyn Monroe at all, or can name any of her movies or anything, people know about that pose when the dress blows up, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think it's sexist?
Well, I would like to know on what basis is it sexist? Is it sexist because people are saying that it undermines women because it's kind of like almost like some wanting to look under a skirt or something? I mean, what are they finding sexist about it?
The fact that it's, her skirt blows up.
But you don't see anything. I mean...
Well, I surely hope they haven't carved anything in there. I mean,
Carved anything in there.
Well, I mean, in the statue.
Well, yeah, I kind of got that. No, it's just... Chisel mark was a little bit deep. I didn't mean that they were showing anything.
See,
what I'm saying is the skirt only came up to sort of like mid-thigh.
See,
hang on a second. The skirt only came up to sort of mid-thigh anyway, didn't it?
Well, no, it was down a little lower than that.
Well, okay.
It was at least knee length, and it blew up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When it blew up, it only went to mid-thigh when it blew up, didn't it? It didn't.
I don't.
To my recollection, anyway.
I don't know. I'm just saying, to me, that's just ridiculous.
Well,
what would be sexist is for someone to take some... I can't even think of a person to use without getting myself in trouble.
Well, no,
a famous woman who...
Have a look at some of the award ceremonies that they go to, right? The actors and actresses and all that sort of... You can't say actresses anymore because that's sexist. Actors go to where they're wearing really skimpy dresses... stuff that almost see-through. We've seen like see-through dresses at these sorts of places. Is that sexist? Those are women choosing, and in a lot of cases, those are powerful, influential women choosing to wear those things at that point. And if you've only got to walk down the street on a warm day, and people, women are wearing a lot less than what that statue, I would assume, depicts. So. Yeah. I don't see it personally as sexist, and as a bloke, I wouldn't look at it in a sort of like undermining way to women. In fact, if anything, I would look at it and say that was Marilyn Monroe. She was successful.
That's what I mean. I found it.
She's
really,
iconic. That image is iconic.
I found it really strange that people found that to be sexist. I mean. It was something she obviously was proud of. I don't ever remember seeing or hearing. Obviously, I wasn't alive then. Hard to believe, but that she didn't like it. If it had been sort of like her going, "Oh, I hate that picture. I wish that never happened. It looks terrible," and then with that knowledge, you go forward and make a statue.
But
that
was her. But that was her hook anyway.
Exactly.
She was, that happy birthday, Mr. President. All that.
Like Trump then.
Oh, can you imagine that? Can you imagine him doing that? No, but that whole thing, that all played on her sexuality and her power as a woman to be able to,
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I don't know. I'd be interested to know what some of y'all think about that because...
We're going to turn into a political podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
And then also that kind of ties in with they unveiled the Diana statue the other day. And so it's her with 3 kids around her and which is supposed to represent how caring she was and all that sort of stuff, which is great. But I just don't understand why the thought maybe didn't cross anyone's mind to actually have William and Harry as children there with her. Do you know what I mean?
Is it not William and Harry with her?
No. It says it's 3 kids.
Oh.
But I just wondered why.
I didn't even know there was 3 kids. I thought there was 2.
No, there's 3. I'll show it to you.
That's all right. Well, you can get that. That's fine. But let's while you're looking at that, let's carry on so our audience don't fall asleep. Okay, so did you know that there was a South Korean industrial designer, okay, who has... Have you heard of smartphone zombies? Do you know what a smartphone zombie is?
No.
You know when you're walking down the street, like you are doing exactly now, right? And you're looking down at your phone, and you're not paying attention to what's going on.
Oh, yeah, and
you're
you
just like a
trip
zombie
or
and you
you-
fall into stuff and,
yeah.
get hit by a truck and all this sort of stuff. A smartphone zombie. So this South Korean industrial designer, his name is going to be totally butchered here, Pang Min Wook. He's 28 and he's come up with this eyeball. I'll stick a picture of it on the screen for you right about there-ish now. He's got a eyeball that he sticks on his forehead, and it has a eyelid that opens. So basically it senses stuff in front of you. So if you're on your phone and you're looking down and you're walking along, if it senses something within a certain range, its eyelid will open and presumably cast it onto your phone. I don't know. But it will also make bleeps and everything and let you know you're about to be killed by a truck.
Well, that's probably a good thing. It's like there's reverse sensors on a car.
Yeah, but what a world we're living in, that now we have to wear a third eyeball because we're too stupid.
Is that what you were looking at earlier?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out
Yeah.
what the hell.
Because
It
we're too
was.
stupid now to actually, be careful and watch ourselves. You said earlier that we're more intelligent than insects. Not always. Not always. You don't see an insect flying about going, oh, I'd rather look at this, actually. Do you? Well, I mean, they hit my car windscreen a lot. It always makes me wonder what they're looking at then.
Exactly. Well, they're going, oh, a tasty morsel. I want some.
Yeah.
And then it gets smushed on the glass. They're window shopping.
Window shopping. Yeah. So, did you find what you needed to find?
No, because every time I try to look at it, the sound comes on my phone, so I don't want to do it. I'm just trying to see. I really thought it was 3 children. I thought there was 2 on each side of her and 1 behind her, but I can't find a picture of it now.
I'm pretty sure it's 2.
Well, we need
kids.
we need to settle this then. So can you please have a look?
This is... Sorry, everybody.
What?
This
No,
is
no,
an
no.
unedited podcast for you.
Oh, let me tell you what. This is what you do all the time. Watch TV. Rewind. What's he in? Rewind. What's she in? Pause. Where's IMDb? Have to look it up. Oh, I knew that was them. Look, they were in this that we watched and that we watched. Yeah. Yeah, this is no different.
2 kids. Count them.
I'm
Oh,
telling
no.
you.
Actually, there is another pair of legs there. There are 3 kids.
Thank you.
Okay, and one of them's a girl. So,
Thank you.
okay. All right. Fair enough. Right, there we go. Debate settled. Right, and you won.
And that what?
Did you know, right, this is really interesting, talking about smartphones. A drug dealer was recently caught because he posted a picture on an encrypted, that encrypted chat thing that all the criminals were using, that EncroChat?
No, but go on.
Well, it was this big thing that was worldwide. A lot of drug dealers were using it, and it was super encrypted, and it was only done on burner phones, and basically it was like WhatsApp on steroids, right?
Cool. Who invented that?
I believe it was invented purely for
That's what I mean.
drug cartels to be able to move stuff without being detected. Anyway, so on this EncroChat, one of these really intelligent drug dealers decided to post a picture of him holding some cheese, right? Some Stilton cheese,
Jeez.
right? And this is absolutely fantastic because what the police did was they enhanced the image and were able to look at his fingerprints and detect who he was from a photograph of him holding cheese. So that then they could then
Dang.
raid...
That's some good camera shit there, isn't it?
I know. That's when you wish you hadn't bought that 30
Frickin'
megapixel
hell.
camera, isn't
Yeah.
it? Do you know what I mean?
Dang, it must have cost a fortune for that kind of software or camera or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So what was it we heard on TV the other day? about how babies get their fingerprints. That's what we need to check.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And is it true?
Yeah.
That's how they get their fingerprints and their footprints?
Yes. So babies, when they're in the womb...
Awesome.
And they are like this against the what do they call it?
The
sac,
the amniotic sac.
Amniotic sac. When they put their hands up against the side like this and their feet up against the thing, the fingerprints are actually indentations caused by
Wait a minute.
Cell wall.
Well, I have to disagree about this. I think this deserves further investigation.
It is true. I looked it up.
Because, okay, but shh. What if you got twins?
What if you got twins?
Well, don't they have the same fingerprints?
No.
Well, I don't know, do I? That's why I'm asking you.
No, I don't believe that twins have. Now you're going to have to Google that, aren't you? But I'm pretty sure that twins don't have.
You Google it.
No, you Google it.
Fine. I'll Google it.
Okay. While she's Googling it, I am actually going to look at something on my phone because I am always being told by my kids that I tell dad jokes and they're really embarrassed by some of the jokes that I say. So the other day, because it was Father's Day here in the UK, in fact, it may have been Father's Day everywhere, but it was Father's Day here, there was a list done and a poll of the best dad jokes.
Okay, you're right.
Thank you.
They do not have the same fingerprints.
Okay.
Neato. That is so cool.
Excellent. Put your phone away. Listen to this.
Will you put your phone away?
No, because I'm reading it off my phone. Dickhead. All right. So, best dad jokes, apparently.
Oh,
right?
God. Or have I heard these?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I once hired a limo, but when it arrived, the guy driving it walked off. I said, "Excuse me, are you not going to drive me?"
Get your arm out of my frame.
Sorry. The guy told me that the price didn't include a driver. So I'd spent £400 on a limo and had nothing to show for it.
Aha. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Why did the man fall down the well?
Because he wasn't looking?
Because he didn't see that well.
Well, I was close, but not really.
Not really
I messed
funny.
up the punchline.
Yeah, which is the joke. Okay. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey.
Okay.
Someone has glued my pack of cards together. I don't know how to deal with it.
Oh, funny.
What do you call a zombie who cooks stir fries?
Stir fries?
Stir fry. You know, stir fry.
Um,
A zombie cooking a stir fry.
What?
Dead man walking.
I like that one.
I was wondering why my frisbee kept looking bigger and bigger. Then it hit me.
No, that's terrible.
I was stood behind a customer at an ATM and he turned around and said, "Could you check my balance?" So I pushed him. His balance wasn't that great. Why did the scarecrow get an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, actually, he's not actually standing, is he? Poor dude's got a pole up his ass. I mean, you know.
He's telling everyone he's standing. He ain't telling them he's got a pole up his ass. Do you know what I mean? I'm standing. You know?
Yeah.
What did the daddy buffalo say to his son when he left for work?
What did the daddy buffalo say to his son?
When he went to work.
When he went to work. I don't know.
Bye, son.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there we go. I knew you didn't get it initially. Two guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked.
But what if it was a teeny little
okay,
bar?
this one
Wouldn't he trip instead?
This one you've heard because it was on Jurassic Park. What do you call a blind dinosaur? A Jathinkosaurus.
Oh my gosh.
That one, don't you remember that on?
No.
No. Oh, well, that's me done. So we've only got whatever you've got now. Nothing.
Nothing, honey.
You got nothing, honey?
Nothing, honey.
Okay. Well, we're going to get on with our Saturday then.
Yeah.
Thank
what
you.
What are we doing?
Sleeping, because you woke me up at 4 o'clock this morning.
You.
So,
You sound like a cow then.
Too many
Yeah.
jokes.
So we're going to do our Saturday now.
Yes, so thank you very much for listening, guys. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for being so patient with us, even though we didn't send one out last week. Thank you for waiting until this week. If you didn't wait till this week and you're not watching this anyway, then fuck you because you didn't see it anyway.
Ooh, explicit.
Yeah.
Boop. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to get a
The
beep.
trouble is now, I can't just do a bleep. I've got to do that as well. So, yeah. Yeah. We are toying with an idea of setting up a Facebook group. If you think that's a good idea and you'd like to get in touch with other people, maybe have a conversation with them over the kind of stuff that we discuss here and maybe get a little community together, then let us know. We're just playing with the idea. If you guys are not interested, we won't bother spending the time on it.
Yeah, and if there is anybody out there who is more intelligent than us, it shouldn't be hard, but who would like to be a guest on the show, you can get in touch on Facebook.
Yeah, if you're reading a book or something at the moment, something that, you might want us to speak to the author or whatever that deals with anything that's weird, wacky or wonderful, let us know and we'll maybe get in touch with them. If you want to come on the show and tell us about something, then you can do that as well. Not a problem.
Yeah, we're all ears.
Yeah, and now we got this Jarl YouTube thing as well. You can jump on there if you want to or not. Up to you.
Don't worry. If you don't want to be seen, we can always just put one of the filters on you and nobody will know who you are.
Yeah, just like a cat or something. What?
A cat or something.
Yeah, okay, cat or something. Cat or something. What was that? That that thing on that Zoom meeting, that really famous one that happened during the lockdown, and that lawyer said, didn't he? Went, "I'm not a cat."
Have I been a cat this whole time or something?
Yeah, have I been a cat this whole time? I'm not really a cat. That was great. Don't forget you can follow us on our website, www.weirdwackywonderful.co.uk. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I think that's about it this week.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening, guys. And don't forget to stay
weird, wacky, and wonderful.
Wonderful.
Am I going into your frame? Am I?
See what I have to put up with? That is sexism.
No, that's me being mean.
Mm-hmm. Happy 4th of July. Take care, guys.
God bless America.